Alright, let's get to it. You already know it's the Outspoken here. We got Law with us today, Lauren. This is a Mount Union freshman, if you guys didn't know. I'm screaming. I don't know why I'm screaming. I can see my vibration is higher than what it's supposed to be. But
You be yourself, bro.
I'm gonna be myself. I guess I am loud. What's today's topic, Boogie?
Beats me, bro.
Does money bring you happiness?
Money brings you happiness.
happiness.
That's it. I'm tripping.
I forgot
My
it too.
school always
so
throw me off. But yeah, money brings you happiness, man. We had we talked about it in the first one. I talked about money a little bit, and then they boys started attacking me a little bit about it. So we definitely gonna go on it, and definitely have a law in the building, get a female perspective on that. And obviously we all chose the college route. There's a lot of speculation that college might not be the best way if money is your main objective in life and to get. So
to start off, let's just get your output on how money has impacted your life, like the absence of money or the presence of money. How has that influenced the way you're at right now?
The absence of money definitely affected my outcome. It's definitely affected my environment and how I think and how I perceive things. So I would somewhat agree that to a certain extent money does bring happiness. It gives you financial freedom. It gives you the ability to move the way you want to freely and not be in poverty or not have to worry about food coming the next day or meals being provided. So it does bring you a sense of happiness, so to speak.
So let me throw this out here. So the richest people in the world, do they seem like they're the happiest people, like living, or does it seem like the people that don't have a lot of money but are around a lot of family seem to be very happy with life? Like which spectrum do you feel like you would rather be on?
The one in the middle.
In the middle? So
That's a great answer. I love that answer.
I say that because if you think about it, I've never personally wanted to be rich.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be financially comfortable to the point where I can pay my bills and still splurge if I need to. But to the point where I'm in the top 10 ranks of being the highest paid female in the world, okay, I don't need that. Because you're put at a different standard, so you looked at a different way, you become a target.
I like what you said about as far as like money not bringing happiness, but making you financially stable. What are things to make you happy? Me and Nate, we're going back with Raiders buddies. We're talking about, man, every time we do Raiders buddies, they want to have like a kid or something. Like we're like broke right now though.
Chill.
So it's like
None of that.
yeah, we broke right now. We ain't doing that. But and we young but if we were like financially stable, I told him that if we were financially stable, then you could put all you can into that kid, and that can make you happy. That can make that child happy. So, yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of saying the same thing. It's like kind of what Law was getting at. I don't think money brings happiness. I think money comes from finding what you're passionate about and pursuing that. And maybe if you have a family or you meet someone along the way, they can bring happiness too. But in order to do any of that or to do what you want to do, you need money. Like that's just the way of the world right now. Like nothing's free, not even time.
Right. I was about to say that. I was about to say, this society that we live in today is literally the world revolves around money. So the more you have, the more you can do. So, like people may have a decision in their life when in college, you may want to do something, but you like it ain't gonna bring that money in, so I can't do it.
So, do you think your only reasoning for coming to college is to make more money than you would if you didn't come to college? Like, why are you in college? Is money the end goal? Is that why? Is money what you're chasing?
Not necessarily.
So what are you chasing?
The career path that I want to be on, the necessity for it is college. So it's like I have to go to college for the career choice that I want to be a lawyer.
Would you still be a lawyer if the money wasn't the same?
Not necessarily, because I have a plan for this. Like I obviously want to help. I want to be a civil rights attorney eventually, and I want to open a nonprofit firm and help those who can't help themselves. So, nonprofit, I'm not making no, I'm not getting no money. But of course, I want to start off being a corporate attorney. I'm gonna make money, and we live in a society that I have to have money to be at certain ranks in this world. So I'm gonna make some money, get my name out there, then go give back and go help my people.
How long do you is the process with the attorney into getting your firm and stuff? Maybe we talked about it, but I don't remember. But
You mean like years in school.
Yeah, like how long do you think? Like, yeah, how many years is it in school, and just to get to that point where you feel like you own your own firm and stuff? Because like, obviously, you know, as life goes on, like a lot of stuff comes in. Like you want to have that car, you want to get a car, maybe kids, and like stuff comes on. So definitely can like prolong that career. Obviously, I know your mom probably set on it. That's what you're gonna do, and I believe you will. I hope it does happen. But I'm like, yeah. Have you set like a timetable like, on yourself? No?
I have a timetable for when I graduate from law school, but
Yeah.
after that, it's honestly whatever God has for me. I can't put a time on when I'll get a job or when I'll get a certain paycheck or when the opportunity is going to be brought to me to open a firm. So it's like I don't want to put a time on that when it's out of my hands.
That's when the time is right.
Exactly. When the time
I
is
think
right.
that's what college is for. I think it's the time for you to figure out what you want to do so you're happy making the money. Because you easily just stop at high school and just do a construction job, make $16 an hour, and be living off that, but it's going to tear your body apart. So like, you know, going through college, you learn what you need to learn and get the knowledge you need to do, so you do what you want to do, like what you said, like the nonprofit stuff, and do what you want to do to learn. Do what you want to love. Do what you want to do to love, man. Just love what you do and make the money, you know, at the same time. So you just want to be like just killing your body, you know.
So just to bring this back to money, because today's topic is money. How do you think money, if you had more money in like your past and if you had money now, how do you think that would affect who you are as a person? If you had money in your life, do you think you would still want to do all that nonprofit stuff that you want to do in your future? And this is just speculation too, because I know
Right.
it's
Good question.
I don't know if I would be going into the same field, but my love for helping people would still be the same because of how I'm raised. I live with my grandmother, so she's always instilled on me responsibility, giving back, all that. So if I was still raised by the same person, whether I had money or not, it would have still been the same.
okay.
Shout out to her grandma. She really
Shout out
into
to
it.
Shout out to me, Mom.
That's a point I want to bring up though. Like, money is one thing, but that's very subjective to say if you had money you're going to end up differently. It's how you're raised and what your parents were like and the environment you grew up in.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, just talking on personal experience, like I'm never gonna say we didn't have food. I'm never gonna say I didn't have a roof over my head. Like I was blessed, my parents did well and they worked their ass off to get to that point. But at the same time, they raised us in a way they didn't give us anything. They made us work for everything we got. Like we grew up on a farm, we worked every single day. We would go out and we'd work with my dad. We'd go out and we'd do construction. They made us go out and get jobs, you know? It's all about how they kind of push you to do things and how you develop as a person.
See, in that aspect, I feel like your parents are that select few that money doesn't change. But I myself have seen how money has changed people and changed their way of thinking, and then that just spreads off to their offspring. So that's where I caught off with that question. I really think that like God does put people in them situations to like he can't have money because he's gonna change. He's gonna go Hollywood and he's gonna change 100%. His real friends, he's gonna switch on him like this, you know.
Since you want to do it, man, tell me what do you feel about money and happiness and stuff for you?
Honestly, I hate money. I hate the thought of money. I wish everything was just free, but I know stuff couldn't work like that.
Yeah.
But you know, right? Just you know where I'm from, so you know how life was. If we didn't
They
have
don't know,
money.
man. They want to know.
Listen, I'm from St. P. I'm from P Park, actually. Like, if you know about P Park, you know about the park. So, I never had money. Like in the last episode, we were talking about, you know, how I was talking about the DR and how like these kids lived in shacks. Their ground was dirt, and they still were proud of like showing people their house. Like I had a little house, had electricity, all that stuff, but I was ashamed of bringing people into my house. Like my bathroom didn't work, had holes all over my wall. We couldn't like afford like the stuff to fix it. Like everyone thinks that I'm so cool because I can fix stuff, but like when everything's broken in your house, like you have to learn how to fix shit, or everything's gonna be broken. So, like I feel like being like not having money and the absence of money just builds character. But in Sam's aspect, like it's about how you're raised, because like shit could have been completely different if my parents were different, you know.
I honestly think like everyone here, like we grew up with some amount of money, and you know, difference between like us and like people like across the world. I don't think there really is a difference. You know, everyone has its own certain level of happiness, But I feel like we're all grew up with some type of money, and people from across the world will be happy in the positions we grew up in.
It's a statistic. Everyone in America is within the top 2% of everyone in the world. The poorest person in America is in the top 2% in the grand scheme of things.
Right, so I think we all grew up blessed. You know, it's just a level of happiness of what we've done, what our parents done, raising us with that financially being blessed. You know, so like.
And to hop on that, like one of the craziest things I've seen on the internet is like, have you ever seen videos of like African kids dancing on the internet? They're wearing rags for clothes. They ain't got no shoes on.
Or they make shoes.
Yeah, they make shoes. And they're over here dancing, having a great time, just hanging out with their family and like creating stuff out of like sticks and rocks and stuff like that.
Poverty creates creativity, though. I put that on everything. I promise you.
That's environmental though too. Like you go into those countries that are kind of impoverished, they're dancing like that, but nobody else they know has things like that. They don't know what life's like in America. They don't have phones and shit to be able to see things like that. They celebrate what they got, and then when you come into America, where I would say
you'll say you're exposed to more money and more things.
You're exposed. There's a much larger gap in income.
Yeah.
Like there's people who are living in mansions, and then there's people who are living in, rundown neighborhoods.
And then
so
I feel
there's
like
bigger.
with like movies, social media, and all that stuff, it kind of has like, it puts in your brain like what the top is. And like you see people with like these foreign cars, you see people with like jets and these mansions and stuff, and you're like, that's the top. And like I'm here, but like we don't see like how far we are, how blessed we are. You know what I'm saying? So. This is a really good topic. I'm glad we actually brought this up.
Honestly, I feel like I lived on like the two spectrums of like what you talk about, like people living in like, for example, like in the hood, and then people living in the higher up communities, like Bel Air and stuff. I grew up like in Detroit, like straight in the trenches, but like my parents are kind of blessed, I had two parents in my household. My dad's a pastor, so we had a discount for like a private school, Southfield Christian.
Southfield Christian.
Hey, shout out to my name out there, but I grew up seeing people like glad to get like juice boxes in school and happy with these like crappy lunches in school and stuff, and celebrating, having fun. You just living life, Then I always see people like coming in complaining with Starbucks and like and just like complaining about their big house and like their mom took too long to come in with the Lexus, so like it's just I think it's a level of taking an appreciation for what you got, the level of financial success you have.
I would say, so to answer your question, because we thought about it, money can bring happiness if you don't have it.
So you get it.
Yeah.
So I feel like, those people who may have grown up in a rich area, they have always had money handed to them, or they have easy access to it. Like over acting like you, right?
That's not the Henny, y'all. That's just.
That was empty at the beginning.
But yeah, those that have easy access to it, they may have family that's never around, or friends that don't use them, so they might be emotionally damaged. Therefore, that money can do nothing for them because they've always had it. But if you have someone who's never had it, never experienced it, never knew what a life like that is, when they receive it, they're like, well, this is great. This is amazing.
But then it fades after a while.
That's what also depends on how much you give to someone in the time span. Because you have noticed that if you give somebody $1 million that's never had a dime, they go splurge. But if you give somebody who was raised right, and you give it to them in certain increments, and you giving them a lot of money, but they know what to do with it and how to treat it and how to live with certain amounts and not go splurge, then they're happy as well, and it holds out longer.
And that's I'm sorry to cut you off short, but like that brings me into the next like little segment of the topic. I feel like when you have money, you can show your kids how to have money. Just for like a personal example, I literally 2 months ago just figured out what a bond was, or like you have a $10 bond and then it increases incrementally, and how parents start bonds for their kids or give them to them as birthday gifts. Like I told my dad that, I'm like, why didn't you give me this for my birthday? And he's like, I didn't even know about that shit, but I'm not even gonna hold you. And it's just crazy to me. Like it's just different mindsets. Like my dad, like for like my 4th birthday, he like grinded to get me a pair of shoes that I wanted really bad. But what if he got me a stock or whatever, a bond, and shit would have changed differently. And I, like,
I have 4 pairs of them shoes.
that's
bro.
what I'm saying. I would have had as many pairs of them shoes if I wanted. Like, money breeds money, and I don't want to dwell too much on that. I'm gonna let someone else take it.
I mean, I definitely, I want to hear Nathan. I don't know if you touched on it too, but I mean, just to create a controversy, I believe money can buy you happiness. You know what I mean?
This is a money man, money Mitch.
Like I never found $20 on the ground, was not happy, and like not to say like what she said too, like have y'all found $20 on the ground and not was happy?
That's a little bit different.
Okay, well I'm
It's
good.
like luck though. It's like, oh my god.
Well, I don't believe in luck though, so maybe not luck, maybe more of a blessing. But just like she said too, it was a good quote. It was like, wasn't happy in the first place. Is that how you said it? Something like that. Yeah, but like I just said like this year, like personal money, just in my money, this is the most money I had like in my life, and like just of my money in my bank account. You feel what I'm saying? And like I've been the happiest I've been in my life. Not saying that it's a cause and effect, you know what I mean? But definitely has a
Causation doesn't equal correlation.
yeah, it doesn't equal correlation. Like I just been able to, just with my study abroad and like I just flew out to Texas this summer. Like I was able to do it and like go tell my cousin, you know what I'm saying? So that was definitely a vibe. And money allowing me to do that, you know what I mean? And just come back to school. Like how I was raised too, like in my neighborhood. I mean, it wasn't a rich neighborhood, but I feel like LaBelle, shout out A63, we young. But my family was like kind of the top dogs like in that neighborhood. I felt like everyone would come to our yard. Like we had the go-karts, you feel me? We had the trampolines, you know what I mean? We had, my dad had every little thing, but like, and I never really knew it, you know what I mean? Never knew like the money was causing it, what all it was into it, until like, then I started being exposed to like my friends, or you know what I mean? Like they start having cars, you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, I want to get more. So like just being exposed to like a more amount of money. Just maybe start thinking a little different, then start thinking about money. Like you said too, you wouldn't think money was the reason for all these things, man. Growing up as a kid and then not trying to question your parents. You never know like what they got to go through or anything like that.
Before Nate takes it, because I'm gonna give you like a little piece so you can write off me on some song and shit.
Yeah.
Study. I said I did pause. Hey, that's minus one me. Anyway, on some song and shit, bro. They did a study, and we talked about this before too. They did a study where they did surveys to ask people how happy they were based off like income and shit. There's a certain threshold where like money does make you happiness or makes you happy.
Yeah.
But if you make over that little threshold, that's when money starts causing problems, bro.
Yeah.
So like it goes to like say that like money can make you happy if it makes you stable, but once you have so much that like you have ample amounts and you're not allowed to do. But take this thing.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say
Damn.
just because I feel like we've all been kind of talking and making like the same point almost. I feel like a good way to put it would be happiness or money is temporary, but then after a while that fades and you look for something else. And I feel like that's what Nate was talking about earlier when he talks about family and looking for something else and finding the passion.
But we should let Nate speak for himself, so let me hear it.
I feel like money can bring you happiness and it doesn't bring you happiness. Now, if you're working for your money, you see it in your bank account, of course you're gonna be happy. You're like, man, look what I did. I put these amount of hours in. I walked out with $400, $600, $1,000. But if that money is handed to you, it's not gonna feel as nice. It's gonna be like, oh, I can just get it again. I can just ask for it. It's gonna be in my pocket. Money brings fake friends and it brings problems. So
if you allow it.
Yeah, if you allow it to,
definitely.
but it's gonna happen.
And they, like, yeah, bro, if you throw that cent out, bro, people are gonna come, bro. They're gonna come sniffing.
Like the biggest artists, man. Like they come out with music, everybody wanna be their friend, but
that's my cousin.
Before then, nobody wanted to mess with you.
It goes if you just entertain it, man. Like, a lot of people, a lot of money, you just don't entertain all that stuff and get into it, then you're fine with your money, man. Like, and if, on your survey, the people that probably did was people that was rich already. I don't know anyone. You can be. It like depends on where you started, man. If you already rich, you get more money, then you probably got.
It was
poor,
people that were in the lotto, so a lot of the people that win the lotto were broke. If you on Sanders, so hit me with some more evidence.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to see that study for sure. And to see what type of money they had, because like when you say what's a lot of money, like You can go to somebody and be like, yo, what's a lot of money to you? Oh shit, I see nigga, they flying $100. I would never have $100 on my Snapchat going like this. That's not a lot of money to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta have bands. I'm
I
talking
would
about.
have got $100, $10.
I wouldn't
Hey,
be
nothing.
flexing money on my Snapchat.
Right,
regardless.
I'm not doing that.
Listen,
That's,
Yeah, so
that's a walking lick, but that's what I'm saying. You can't be flexing that. But on some ego stuff, would you rather be rich or famous? Rich or famous?
rich.
Rich? I like that.
I don't. You said it. Money causes problems. Especially depends on what type of field you're in. If you're in entertainment, you're 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have way more fake friends and all these fake problems. I mean, all these problems coming to you with publicity, paparazzi, all that stuff because you're famous. You're in the limelight. You're known. There's plenty of people that's producers or that's writing songs that's making major money.
Yeah.
But you don't hear a word about them because they're behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So it definitely depends on what type of field you're into, of what career choice you have, how much money you make. But at the same time, even if you're not getting problems from publicity or like, social media, things like that, you got family to worry about. Because generally you get this feeling in your stomach where you're just like, okay, I'm making money now, I need to help out my people. And then you got those people that come around like, oh, I remember that time I bought you a sandwich? Like, what?
Slide me $50,000.
Right. What? So it's like, you got those people that might
Think
come
about
up
it,
out of
that's
nowhere.
I think money is like a whole, like the whole concept of getting money and feeling happy after getting money is like a whole like video game. You know, like in like Mario, get like a coin. You feel happy when you get that coin. Like, yeah, I want to, you jump in and shit. But like, you could die the next second, or
Trying
just,
to reach that
or
money,
yeah, or
trying to-
fail, or do something the next second, and just all be gone, or your friends just skip out on you, or take your money.
You get
and
hit
all
by
be
that
gone.
little
That's how it
mushroom
is,
thing,
like
all
those
that money
shows-
comes
those-
up.
What's those shows that like people be like answer questions, like those TV shows where they be answering questions and they make money?
Oh, game shows.
Yeah, game shows, yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm always like, I
Steve
rarely
Harvey
watch
show,
those
right?
shows, but like when they're on TV and they already have like 10 grand, and they be like, if you answer this question, you can get 20 more, and
Like
or
deal or
if
no
you
deal type
don't,
shit.
right? If you don't, you just lose it all. I be sitting there like, if you don't just leave,
Yeah, take it
like if
out.
you don't
Yeah,
just leave,
yeah,
like
yeah.
why are you
Right,
risking
yeah.
walking away with nothing?
Mhm.
Because you're so greedy and you're not
Yeah.
content with what you have now.
You think if you were in that situation, like under all the lights, you're confident in yourself, you got every single question right so far, and you're like, listen, you have one more question.
You gotta think, a lot of these shows are rigged. They don't want to give
Think
you
about the people they
So
get on
if
the show.
you over here, you already
got
got
money
50 grand to your
anyway.
name. You already got 50 grand to your name. I'm walking away.
Right. The
I'm
people-
not taking that chance of walking away with $0. I'm what I'm on the show for.
Right.
I feel like Deal or No Deal is a perfect example of greed and how people do that. But I mean, if I'm on Jeopardy and I'm killing the game and I've won Jeopardy like 3 times in a row, they're like, you can double your money right here with this question. I'm like, give me the goddamn question.
I feel like some of the people on our show probably pull up in a jet ski and stuff. Anyways,
They pull up in a jet ski.
Oh,
The studio got
Listen,
That's how much money I got,
listen,
man.
bro, if you think about it, like, don't like, not Jeopardy, but what's that show? The Price is Right? They pick people in the audience. You have to pay to be in there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's
You
part
got
of the
to-
deal.
but, like, if one of us is on that show, we taking the money.
You take
Like,
Yeah.
shoot. Like, that's no cab for 3 months.
What?
Like,
Fuck
come on,
that.
man.
I'm shopping the cash, bro. I swipe in,
that's a
I
card.
pay
That's
Tupperware.
everything.
That's why you're like, why are you sitting by yourself? I'm shopping when I go there.
What's the one with what's his name? Steve Harvey?
See Harvey show.
Oh, that's,
That's what is that?
With the family, like
With
the
the
family.
family.
What you said to
You said have the show
Right, that's
title.
what the family, whatever. But yeah, like that one, I'll probably be more confident because come on now. If,
Well, that
if
one,
it
you
won-
win or you win.
Yeah, there's no
I know
like,
you,
losing
but
your money.
I know, but like you get more if you
Keep going.
keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and plus we got my whole family there, so I know all of y'all ain't dumb. Like, come on.
Family feels more like a fun environment though.
Yeah.
Than like you see the money side under your name. You're by yourself, and you just gotta win this money. You on live TV. You
Like
know.
the door 3 thing, like the 1, 2, 3. Like,
Oh,
well, pick,
yeah.
pick
You kind of got to
two.
get lucky on Family Feud though too, because they're asked. It's from surveys from people.
Yeah.
They
No,
pick
some
out.
of them questions, come on now. Like some of this.
Some of
like,
the answers now.
Some of them,
Come
that's
on.
what some of the
Exactly.
answers they be
Come on.
irritated. Like literally, I remember this one where she was like, "Oh, he said, what's another word for mama?" She said, "Mama."
Mama.
Is your pronunciation different? What's gonna make it work or something?
Yeah.
I was so upset.
I think they'd be nervous though. With all the pressure,
it would be hard.
because like that's easy to say when we're on the couch chilling with the beer and everything, got popcorn, you just watching, but we ain't in their life. You just all nervous.
But you
and stuff.
talk to you get to talk like when the other team's going, you get to talk to your family. So
Yeah.
come on now, your family just told you that's not a good answer. Like and then keep going.
That's another thing that shows like people can act fake, but like because Family Feud, you get money out there, right? You win and everything.
Yeah.
It's like if your goal is to get money, you can see how people change and how people have might start acting towards you if like money is at stake, you know.
Oh yeah, they might get aggressive.
Yeah, they might say start acting like, oh no, man, the true colors are gonna come out, you know, when money go involved, and that's kind of true in like not even the GameStop kind of
Yeah,
like.
definitely. I mean, I heard a saying, I think it was like lottery tickets. They talk about like money don't change you, it changes people around you, how people act towards you, stuff like that.
That's
It does
what.
change.
There's literally a show called My Life After Lottery, bro, and it's literally all these people that win the lottery and their life is fucked up because of the money, bro. So like that just goes to show money does change. Like
If you don't know how to use it.
yeah, there are some people that like they do it the right way.
So just like why if you get so much money, you need to sit down and think like what am I gonna do with this? Like am I gonna invest on some stocks? Am I gonna put this away? Am I gonna buy a house? Am I gonna do this, that, and the third? You need to think, you need to plan things out. Don't just I have a lot of money, let's go shopping. Like
Yeah.
I like shopping.
I mean, yeah, you can go shopping. Come on, now we
I'm a
do that.
sucker.
We ain't there
Like,
like,
if I wasn't lottery, you might not even know I did.
Yeah.
Man.
Chilling. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna tell nobody, man. If I
Hey, just as a round table, let's go around. If you won the lottery, what would you do with it?
like the first thing
And
I
how-
would do
what-
with it,
Yeah, let's say nobody knows you've won the lottery yet. What would you do?
like no one's know I won the lottery.
No one's known. You're the only one with the money.
I mean, the first thing I would
Would you
do,
tell people?
I would just start. That's tough. Like in my head, I would want to buy my family a house, like buy a house, so like we could all live together. That's what I would really want, because like my dad has a lot of like issues, and I know like later in life it's gonna be harder for him, and I know like it's gonna be tough to like take care of him, and he told me straight up, his dad died in a home, and he told me like you better shoot me like a dog, like a lame dog before you put me in a home, type shit. So like I don't want that. You feel me? So I want to get a big house and take care of him.
How much money are we talking?
Okay, let's say you win $2 million.
I mean, $2 million is not that much.
It's really
nowadays.
not that much.
That's
It's
different.
really not.
That's different.
I mean, realistically,
Then I would want
if you won the lottery nowadays,
I would
you win
invest
like
that.
200.
I would invest that shit. Then. I would make more money out of that.
That's my thing. I don't think I would tell anybody.
Exactly.
I wouldn't tell my family. I wouldn't tell my friends.
I would
And
make
I
more
wouldn't
money
use
out
the
of
money
that.
at all.
I would tell.
I'd hire a financial advisor and I'd be like, help me invest this in different ways.
I would
I would
make
put
way
increments in like different
Exactly.
places.
Again, I live with my grandma, so she would be the first person to know. Like just straight off, she would be the first person I go to, and she's supportive in everything I do. So one thing I would do immediately is split it in half. Not give her half of it, but split that in half. Put that half away, so $1 million will be put away to invest, to go start to do whatever I need to do, and then the other half would be, of course, getting her like a smaller house, paid off, and then the rest she can do what she will with it.
That's what I was thinking about doing. Just my parents have a church back home, and like that's like literally the biggest stress in their life, you know. So I feel like I would save some for me, and just for me. That's hard to say now, but I'll just save a big chunk for me, and then the other
Big
chunk.
ass chunk.
It's gonna be big ass chunk.
Right.
Big chunk here, big
You
chunk
can
there.
help yourself or you can help other people.
Yeah,
Right,
so
for sure.
big chunk here for my family and that church, and like whenever they need something, I got them. You know, so like that's going there for my faith and for my parents, and then for myself.
Do you think if like your parents had issues and every time they had an issue you could solve it like this, that they would start hitting you up more and they would only hit you up for issues?
That's a good question. I probably would like. That's where I probably it would have to depend on what the issue is, because they had a church for about 5 years now, so they handle a lot of issues without my money. So if you hit me up for this little ass issue that little Jimmy want a new toy for the church and stuff like that, I'm gonna better get your ass to Toys R Us and get the toy, cause you know. But yeah,
Should I
you
show
know.
y'all this?
Oh yeah, R.I.P. though.
Right.
I think they're coming back.
They are. They did.
They
say,
are?
I think they did say they were.
That's
gonna
dope.
do
That's
it.
dope.
Yeah.
They did say that.
I'm not gonna lie, I was too broke to go to Toys R Us. I hated Toys R Us.
I just like going into it, just being in there. I can't buy all this, but I just like I was riding the bikes in there, you know, get on kind of.
That's why Walmart's
That's definitely Walmart. Yeah,
Walmart.
definitely good.
That was Toys R Us for me, man. I was in there playing with everything I was.
I was like, you go get a ribstick out of the back of Walmart and just ride it around.
No,
man. That's the
I
fun
get on the
stuff.
bike. I go straight to the bike.
Nah, I want to hear Nate's, man. Nate, what would you do?
What I do? I mean, I'm probably do what you do, bro. I'm doing what you do. I'm put half to the side, you know, put a middle for me, you know, for my family, you know, get back to the people that helped me out, and then the other middle, I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna travel the world, man. I'm gonna buy stuff, man. I'm gonna spend my bread. Like, I'm not about to hold on to it, but I'm definitely gonna invest and stuff like that. But I feel like you gotta know how to invest, you know what smart investments are, and not just be like, oh, I'm investing something. I'm doing a good business move, but you don't know what you're doing.
That's why you hire a good financial advisor.
But you
first.
paying him to invest when you can.
You think about it.
Well, if
Look at
you're
look at
making
Jay-Z,
money on
bro.
his investments, then you're gonna get it back
Jay-Z
in
pays
interest.
people to do shit, and that's how he makes more money, bro. He has people. He has like 12 people that look at art and like look at trends in art to buy art for him, bro. So he can sell that shit, buy buildings for him. He doesn't know shit about art.
It's about using your money.
So that's
to
what I'm
make-
saying. Who can you pay the minimum amount to make you the maximum amount? That's how it is, bro. That's the blueprint. But what were you talking about? You were saying something about
I'm not sure I go with whoever takes the minimum.
No,
They're
he's
probably
saying
not very
no,
good.
pay
he's not
someone
saying
the
no.
minimum amount
No,
to make the
no.
maximum
You're
amount.
up your money.
Yeah. But what were you talking? Damn, I forgot what you were
could do
saying.
that, though.
You said something good and it brought up a point, but I lost it, bro. So
Like investing,
Nah, not investing, but right before that.
vacation.
Yeah, vacation. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, I would travel.
There's a saying that says that like you can waste your money in a lot of things, but you can't waste money when it comes to experiences. And I feel like vacationing is an experience just to open up your mind.
Yeah.
Because every time I've traveled somewhere different, I feel like in some little different way I've changed. Just seeing
That's
things
spark in
different.
my heart. I love traveling.
And I feel like if you're going on vacation, don't vacation for the clout. Don't vacation for the Instagram likes and the posts. Vacation to get away. And,
Experience new
yeah,
things.
because I feel like people do that just so they can take a picture and so they get their 300 likes on Instagram. Like, you know, like I feel like that's the thing with like money and everything. Like people will do it just for the clout sometimes and not for their own happiness. You know?
Social media is an entirely different discussion.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
yeah, I know.
Y'all stay tuned, subscribe. We're gonna talk about social media one day. y'all.
One day. This man don't have any social media. We need to know how he does it.
Drink like
You
this.
just don't have social media.
Just delete everything.
Nah, but final thoughts, man. I'm gonna start it off. Money is the root of all evil. I'm sorry, but it's to a certain degree. Listen, he's gonna completely disagree with me, but I'm sorry. Money is the root of all evil. It causes problems in every aspect. But in this life that we live today, you do need it. You need it for financial stability. Without that, brokenness causes money. The absence of money will cause money too. You need that little in between. But don't stress about it if you don't have it, because happiness is not equal money, and vice versa.
Y'all know me again, man. Money can make you happy, man. Money can buy happiness. Like often, like the rich and famous being rich cause problems. Well, I mean, I don't think it's another cause and effect with that too, because being broke causes problems too. Because like imagine not being able to buy food and all that stuff, that's causing problems. So I mean, there's still problems there. You feel
Like
me?
I said, to a certain degree.
So,
These are final
you know what I mean?
thoughts.
So I just think with money, it's just like you know, like how much money. I think that always matters too. Like with all these things, like the causing problems part. You got $200,000 or $2,000, which is a lot of money to some people. So
me.
$200. See, this is
Hey,
not a
no,
lot
that's
to me.
just
So.
it.
Yeah, but that's definitely it though, man. Like I said, just the amount of money definitely matters, but get a lot of money, man. I think it can make you happy, man. But, you know.
How about you, Law? Final thoughts.
Not too much. Just, I feel like just having the right amount is okay with me, and it'll bring me happiness because I'll be able to take care of what I need to take care of and still work for it. You know, still continue to work, continue to make more without feeling like I don't ever have to work again. So I think I'll be okay with that.
Happiness, but money is a means to get to happiness. I think it can lead. You need money to do anything you want to do, like in reality. And so, yeah. But once you get it, you got to stay grounded. Having a grounding force helps.
That was good.
Just remember, all the world wars that happened, every war that's ever happened in history has been on the base of money and power. So, I mean, money does bring you smiles, like limited joy, but as far as long-term happiness to me, I don't believe money brings happiness. I feel like tradition and family brings happiness.
money is cool. Money is great. If you got money, have the right people around you. I would say keep a small circle. Not that I'm some financial advisor or something, but you know, when you have money, be grateful of it. If you don't, be grateful for it, because if you just by living is by the grace of God. Yep. So
Listen, this has been the Unspoken from the Outspoken. I'm glad we got Law to come in here today. Listen, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to put more topics for us in the comments.
Shut the page out real quick.
My Instagram, my Twitter.
Whatever you want.
So I'm on Instagram at Law Denise with 2 E's on the end. Twitter at Law Cutie. And yeah, that's it.
Fuck social media.